Today's podcast is sponsored by Velocity Tees. VelocityTees.com. I got one on right now. Great material. Shout out to Randall hooking me up with my Velocity tee. Saved this. Nailed it. Nailed it perfectly. But yeah, they're located in Flint, but they can ship from anywhere. They ship to Dallas, Texas pretty fast. So if y'all looking for some hot tees, some good apparel, hit up Velocity Tees.
Astro.
Had to throw the hat on. Yep. Head looking sick. I know y'all see the face here out of control.
Sun is down, freezing cold. That's how we already know. When it's here, my dog will probably do it for Louis Bell.
How y'all been holding up in the quarantine?
That's just all he know, he don't know nothing else. I tried to show him.
We realized they ain't as funny as they thought they was.
Yeah.
Spend some time with just a couple people. They let you know it's funny, anything. If you ain't got it, they ain't laughing.
Yeah.
That's on my joints right here. On my joints. Never heard nobody talk about it. Slept on. Shout out to my guy Dom Kennedy. Tell some truth. Let's go.
Don't worry about who it is now. Don't worry about if he got kids now. If he's richer than you, slicker than you, his network bigger than you, and his dick ain't bigger than you. It's about me, not you.
I know, but back up what you said.
Worry about if she gon' leave you.
Taking too far.
She find out all that you do.
I never really fell for that though. Stick bigger than yours and dick things don't argue. Nah, I ain't rolling. Nah.
It'd be good for you to let it go. Let it go, let it go. Ain't none your business. Ain't none your business.
Come on, Dom. Take us home, Dom.
Oh, none of my shit. Ain't none your business. Ain't none your business. To know who I'm with. Oh, none of my shit. None of my shit.
Ay, I admit it. If I saved the phone number, then I did it.
Hello?
It's hard when the coupe all black.
Yeah.
Just left Melrose, got it waxed. Now I'm on the other side.
That's
of
my
the
guy.
track.
That's Kehlani featuring my guy Dom Kennedy, man. What's good? What's good? What's good? How y'all been? I got everything back together, back situated how I need to be. I'm your host, Saani. If this is your first time tuning in to the Keep It Buck podcast, we appreciate you, man. It's a show about relationships, black men's emotions, God, self-awareness, and black women's value within our culture. Speaking of which, I feel like black women probably are showing their value the most during this quarantine. You got different type of black women, but I'll say this about black women. They gonna get their coins. They gonna figure out a way to get their chips, man. They gonna get their coins. It's as simple as that. But I've been maintaining in the quarantine. Let me see, what's the most surprising thing? I think the most surprising thing for me during quarantine is I got more time to watch more stuff. And I can't find nothing to watch, man. I spend more time trying to find something to watch than actually watching something. Like, I want to give recommendations so bad, but I ain't seen nothing, man. Nothing besides the obvious stuff like Ozark and stuff that people already seen. But it's short though, that's why I'm hesitant to recommend it. But I want some feedback on it. Check out Dracula on Netflix. Dracula on Netflix is straight. But I don't know, I like scary stuff and stuff like that, so I mean, it ain't like mad scary. It's more of the storyline that I like. But check out Dracula on Netflix. And actually, I need some suggestions myself, so comment below. Drop in the comments, please. Some show suggestions. Real shows only. No. Nothing Tyler Perry did. I'm cool on that. I'm cool on... I don't know. I was about to say I'm cool on stupid shows. But it depends on how stupid. If it's real stupid, you might want to send it over. Because I was all the way in the... This is what black people do. When they trying to remember something, black people always snap. And I'm actually trying to remember it. The joint on Netflix with the couples, Love is Blind. Ooh, that was stupid. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it, every minute of it. I binge watched it. It took me about 3-4 days. I was done. I couldn't wait. Every time I went to bed, I couldn't wait to wake up and watch another one. I loved it. So, only suggestions of good shows or really, really stupid shows, because I'm into them too. Yeah, I want to thank my viewership. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, however you are consuming the podcast. I appreciate it. Let me think. Oh, well, I can't skip over the main topic. I mean, the things that's been going on, which is The Last Dance. First of all, let me say this. I will be watching The Last Dance for the rest of my life. God willing, I live longer. I will be putting on The Last Dance and watching it over and over. And before I get to the new school people who didn't get to live through Jordan playing, and I a lot of the times I sound like the old man, and it's gonna sound like Mr. Obvious, but it was so much nostalgia when I was watching that. I knew I watched a lot of sports, but then they was going back through the years, and I realized like how many games. I was telling Quinn how many games I watched as a child, like from the beginning. Thank God for WGN. Shout out to all the Midwest babies who had WGN, because that's where most of the Bulls games came on, if it wasn't on NBC on the weekend. But how many games I watched from start to finish? Like, I remember Jordan putting the powder on his hands multiple times. They would always get that. But anyway, it's just so much. It brings back so much nostalgia and take me back to a kid and actually being at the crib with my pops sometimes. But a lot of times, even by myself, or, you know what I'm saying, and Jarrell watched some with me. But just watching the Bulls games and just how dominant he was. I can't lie. I forgot how dominant he was. I've always said Jordan is the best player. Like, so for the past decade, this is my speech. This is how I went. Jordan 1, Kobe 2, because Kobe was on his heels. Kobe 2, and then I think I had Kareem 3, Shaq 4, and who was my 5th? That don't matter. But after like going back and watching, so I've been watching documentary and watching highlights. Kobe was the closest thing to him, but he wasn't close to him. And no other player, including Brian, who was I'm gonna spend very little time on that comparison. No other player was as dominant as him outside of probably Wilt, but that competition wasn't as stiff. But he was so, and he was efficient, man. He was dominant on both sides of the floor. That Michael Jordan is such a great basketball player that he's the best basketball player ever and the number 2. Like, that's how my list goes. It goes older Mike, number 1, younger Mike, number 2. And it was literally like the boy was jumping off a trampoline, how fast that he would bang right on top of your head, right back down court with a gold chain on. And then and he was like, and here's a hot take. I feel like today's NBA, because people talk about who Jordan played against, the retractors talk about, or is it detractors, talk about who he played against. But I think the league now is the least talented it has ever been. You have the top side. The top is very skilled, amazing basketball players, could last in any era and put buckets up in any era. But I would say 30% of the league, 30 to 40% of the league is drafted on potential. And when you have that, you got guys in there who 6'9" who can shoot, but that's about all that they can do. They're not ready mentally, or they can't handle the physicality of an 82-game season. So just going back and watching it, it was a joy for me, and it brought me back. It made me realize how good he was, man. and how good that team was. Like, I believe he got the, and I think so. That team was so good. I think they all got the individual accolades are so amazing and kind of like 1-to-1. I believe Steve Kerr is involved in the first, second, and third best records ever in the league as a coach and twice as a player. That's crazy, and that's somebody coming off your bench. Not even the sixth man, more like eighth. But they all just got their own individual story, and I just thought the documentary was really well put together. Every episode was well put together. Even if you weren't alive then, or not a basketball fan, or you wasn't a Jordan, or even if you're a LeBron fan, whatever the case may be, I feel like the actual production of the show was incredible. Like I said, we back. Thank y'all for tuning in. Did I already say the viewership? If not, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, however you consuming or digesting the podcast, appreciate it. And shout out to Randall at Velocity Tees one more time. But anyway, I'm glad to be back, and I am going to go back to one of my favorite segments, and that is Growing Up Black. If you grew up black, I know this happened to you. Probably 8 times out of 10 it was your granny, but your mama definitely said it to you too. But it depends on how much time you spent over granny house. If you was over there more than 4 times a year, she said this to you. You gonna be in or out. Y'all not gonna keep running in and out of my front door. First of all, why do all black parents have to personalize everything? Okay, I understand. Maybe you purchased the couch. You know what I'm saying? You and dad purchased the couch. But why you got to speak to me like that when you talking about the couch? I know y'all better not be in there on my couch. Whenever a black mom want to get a point across, she always personalize something and make it hers. Slam my goddamn doors. Before it was just a door. Go close the door, baby. But if you're doing something wrong, she personalized it. You're not going to be running in and out. You're not going to be running in and out of my front door. You know why? Because it makes the air go up. You know what I mean? The air conditioning got to keep rising when you open the door. Oh, you had to have air conditioning? So what was the problem? What was the problem? If I'm a kid and I'm playing, why I can't come in and out the house? This is only my second time coming in here in the last 3 hours, Granny. Besides smelling like outside. How come when you was little you couldn't smell outside? Y'all ever been at a barbecue or a family get together or whatever, and then the kids come back in? Ugh, you smell like outside. What is outside? Because when I go outside, it be like, it's black people crazy. Who made that up? Who made that up? And now they pass it down so many generations. I can't even identify what the smell is. But it's not outside. If I walk outside right now, it smells a lot better than them kids when they come back into the house. I guess it's outside mixed with body odor. No, I don't smell like body odor though. All right. I'm being serious. Please comment. You don't even have to comment. Just tell me, hit my jack. Let me know. What is that smell when we come back from outside and your parents say, ugh, you smell like outside? What is that smell? That's not how outside smells. We so programmed that, and that's, black people will hand some stuff down generation, even if it don't make sense. Like, oh yeah, eating me out of a house and a home. They the same thing. You just gotta be dramatic with it. Okay, your kids are eating a lot of the food. That's what the food is for. But they're not eating you out of a house, number one, or a home. It's the same thing. Eat me out of a house and a home. Both? They eating you out of 2 cribs? No. Stop making stuff up. But you're going to be in or out. All right? You're going to be in or you're going to be out. Black people will find a way to save money on some stuff, but will find a way to spend large amounts of money on stuff we don't need. It's crazy. It's crazy how anal we are about, like, traditionally speaking and generationally speaking, about saving just a little tic-tac dollars here and there, because you're not going to be going in and out the refrigerator either. But just saving those little dollars, but at the same time, one of our most popular things to do is go out and buy expensive shoes, is buy a car and then put rims on it and put speakers in it, like put a bunch of money into the car where it don't matter, but don't have insurance, but didn't spend the money, the $80 a month on insurance. Like, it's crazy how traditionally we have all these different ways, some of them folklores and myths, and just handed down methods to saving small quantities of money. But we historically go out and also spend large quantities of money rather quickly on, not meaningless, because everything means something, on I guess I would say replaceable things that you can replace. Need to pick my gain up. And then I actually posted this on because I be thinking, man, and in my head I say this all the time, that would be funny. Like, no matter what situation I'm in, I always seem to daydream and think about something happening, and it's either that would be funny or I wonder what would happen. And one time at work, I was just really wondering. Well, hold on, was I wondering why it happened, or did I think it was going to be funny? I think I wondered what people would do. I don't know why I did it. Now that I think about it and sitting here trying to justify it. I was working at a spot called Telecris, but you might, all the hood, know it as a blood bank. They got nothing to do with blood. It's a plasma center. It's totally different, but that's what the hood call it, at the blood bank. But I'm working there, and I don't know, like one Thursday out the month or something. I don't know why they did it, but the company was buying us pizza. First of all, we was doing a lot of donors, so they should have been buying us a lot more than that. Pizza is the ultimate trickster. You can get people to do things for you and say that you will feed them, and you can feed 10 people with $30 by just getting them a pizza. So basically, I got you to do all that work for $3 worth of payment. Pizza is the ultimate trickster. I will never, if somebody say, oh yeah, I feed y'all, if it's pizza, I'm not coming. I got to know my worth. If you're going to, so I'll probably do it for free, whatever you give me the pizza for. But if you decide you're going to compensate me, I would say don't insult me. At least make it at least $7, $8. With inflation, probably $9, right? You get a meal from a fast food spot, it's like $7. So like, yeah, come on, man. I'm worth at least $9. So if you're going to request my help and you decide you want to give me something, make it sure it's at least $9 worth. Don't come at me with no pizza. I'm more than $3, dog. You got to know your worth. But anyway, I digress. The job decided to buy us pizza. So everybody went there, got their fill, and I'm in there, and I don't know why I did it, but I'm in there, and I was waiting till the break room was empty. Once it was empty, made sure the coast was clear. Got a slice of pizza, put it on the paper plate, put it in the microwave. I put that slice of pizza in the microwave for 9 minutes, y'all, and walked out the break room. And where I worked back in the lab area, but it was a window out to the floor where most of the employees were, and some were up front. So I went back to work like everything was normal. Maybe 4 minutes later, I'm hearing people out on the main floor, and you just hearing. Hey man, listen, let me tell you something about people. People do not trust their first or second instincts. So you do it all the time. When you smell, you smelt it the first 2 times. But what you do, you move your body in some type of way. If you're in the car, of course, you cut down the radio. If you're watching TV, you mute the TV. If you're laying back, you sit up on sniff 3 and 4. Here go the first two. Hold up. So I kept hearing that out on the floor. Then people were like, "What is that?" And it was a tire shop next door, and previously they had a fire over there. So people smelling. What is that? Is something on fire? And they're like, tire shop probably burning something again. But you just keep hearing more people say it. They bringing donors back. Now that I say this, has this been more than 7 years? Because this is probably a crime. Forget it, yellow. But donors coming back there, they're like, what y'all got going on back here? And they're like, oh, y'all don't smell it up there? It ain't. That's the tire place. No, I just came from out there. They ain't burning nothing. So, and I don't even know why I thought this was funny. Yeah, it is funny. So that's going on the floor. I'm in the lab. I'm just talking. And eventually it makes it to the lab. And people, they smelling. Oh, no, something burning. I don't know why nobody thought to go back to the break room. But then maybe 2 minutes later, in comes the smoke. Smoke starts rolling out of the break room, down the hallway. And it comes out to the main floor. And they just panic. They're like, oh my God. So one of the managers, he go back there. Of course, he don't know what's going on, but I guess he hear the microwave. He opened the microwave. And he comes back out like, you know, in the movies, they got a firefighter and it's a little boy up there or a dog in there. Please save my dog, sir. And then the firefighter come out. He got burn marks on him. He's got smudge on him, smog from the smoke, and he just exhausted, but he got that puppy. That's how the manager came out the break room with that slice of pizza. The slice of pizza was still smoking like 87 Pacer. Like it was still smoking as he like walked it out through the main room to the dumpster out back, and then it became like a novelty. Everybody was going out that back door to look at that slice of pizza, which was now one with that paper plate. But so I forgot to mention why everybody was doing that. What's that? I was doing the same thing as them. What is that? That tire shop got to be tripping. What is that? Oh my God! When the smoke came out, I act surprised as everybody else. And I actually posted this on Facebook maybe 2 months ago. But prior to that, it had been about 5 or 6. Yes, it had been like 6 years, and nobody knew who did it. Like for the rest of that week, that's what the witch hunt was for. Like, who put that in there? Who like somebody had to do that, and it couldn't have been an accident. Who put that in there? And I know these questions because I spearheaded the investigation. I took it upon myself to get everybody's trust in me. I was gonna figure out who did it. I had a couple people helping me, but I was just asking questions just all around. Okay, well, who ate? Did you eat? I'm talking about people were so like anti. I didn't start the fire. Even if they knew they had nothing to do with it, they were very demonstrative in their answer. I didn't even eat. I don't even like Domino's, man. I wasn't back there. I went back to use the bathroom one time, but I didn't go in there. But I spearheaded the investigation, but I did it this whole time. So if you worked at that Telecris between 2010 and 2015, somewhere in there when there was a fire in the back, it was me. I put the slice of pizza on 9 minutes. I said it. I did it. Sorry, it was funny to me. But that's just, sometimes I just be thinking all the stuff I did, and I did really play too much. Shout out to Ron. One time he came back from the club. Great night at the club. Great night. He was parked in my parking lot. Everybody was giving each other fives, ready to go to the crib, you know what I mean? Hey, had a little conversation about how the night went, you know what I'm saying? Who was looking good, you know what I'm saying? Boom, 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 whatever we talked about. Laughing, drunk. Everybody giving each other fives, ready to go home. I get Roma 5, but I step into you step into the 5, like and get somebody a hug. But I didn't do that. When I stepped in, I gave him 5, boom. I stepped in, I kicked him in the nuts. For no reason, man. He went all the way down to the ground, and this is the first thing he said when niggas asked him, was he all right? I never seen it coming. But honestly, I like to call myself a great friend. But honestly, I don't know why people like to be my friend. There's not a friend that I have that I haven't pranked and literally scared the shit out of. Chris being a victim most of the times. Y'all heard a lot of the stories with Chris. But yeah, I like to I like to scare motherfuckers. All right, so I'm really interested in today's topic, man, because I always said this. I've been saying this. Took me a while to figure it out, and then sometimes I have to remind myself of this fact that I want to preach, and that's reality check. Where we at? This is season 2, episode 13. Let's run it back in case y'all wasn't here for the beginning of the episode. Keep It a Buck Podcast, man. Follow us at Keep It a BK Podcast on Instagram, or email us at keepitabkpodcast@gmail.com. Today's episode is reality check. Reality isn't the way things should be. It's the way that they are. Too many times we trick ourselves, right? Or too many times we think we aren't where we should be. No matter where that is, what perspective of life we talking about. We thinking we aren't where we should be. And we either go really hard on blaming it on ourselves, or we start to pass blames to others. Sometimes when you feeling like that, ain't nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. Reality isn't what things should be. It's the way they are. So, your boyfriend, your husband cheated on you, or your wife cheated on you. Yeah, your wife cheated on you. You gotta leave her. She disloyal. Especially if you make more money and you provide for her and she still cheat on you, you gotta leave her. That's the way it's supposed to be. Fam, if you in love and you can forget that mistake and y'all can work through it, that's the reality. Too many times we lose touch with who we really are and what we really want to do because we focus on the way things are supposed to be. And if real life is not how it's supposed to be, then we feel like it's a problem. Nah, that's just reality. Reality are the way things are, not the way that they're supposed to be. And it affects us in every aspect of life, like salary. So I'm thinking, in what ways do people lose touch with reality trying to be something else? And the first thing that came to my mind was salary. Like, how much money do you have? How much money do you make? From getting out of high school till I was 30, my main goal was to make enough money for people to see that I made enough money. That was it. Like, when I switched career paths, when I switched majors, you know what I'm saying? Anything I did, it was for me to make money so people could see that I make money. That's all it was for. And back then I was telling myself it was so I can do this, so I can do that. Like, think about it. Everybody when they grew up wanted a pool. And I got one now. In the complex. You can go to it. It's nice. But I wanted an indoor pool, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? In the crib. Of course I got the outdoor one, but I want the indoor one, you know what I mean? That one probably go, like, you know what I'm saying, 10 feet, something like that. You know, no, that would be Olympic, go 20 feet. And the one outside probably go 10, have a little grotto out there, a little waterfall. That's what I wanted. You know what I mean? Especially by 30. Come on, man. You worked all these years. You went to school, had this plan. But that's what I wanted. We all, when we were teenagers or adolescents, we all wanted to be at a certain point and be making a certain amount of money. Because we wanted these things. 9 times out of 10, it didn't happen for us. Look, check this out. The average, you could probably debate these statistics, but not by too much. I looked it up on different sites. But the average U.S. income last year 2018 was between $48,000 and $65,000. That's the reality. Between $48,000 and $65,000 was the salary made by U.S. citizens. And you got lawyers, you got all these $100,000 people in there too. So think about it. So think about how many people you got under the 48,000. That's the reality. So you don't make as much as you wanted to make, or you thought that you was gonna make, or maybe that somebody else make, maybe, or maybe they just try to make it look like they make that much. The reality is you make what you make. Now, that doesn't mean that that's your max, but that's your reality. That's what you make. And even if you put a bunch of effort in to do this and it didn't happen for you, listen, that's life. That's what happens. That's reality. That's the way it is, not the way it's supposed to be. But there is no supposed to be, is what I'm trying to get across. Things are supposed to be how they are, because reality is supposed to be how it is. Because it's reality. It's where you live. It's your environment. It is what's real. How you think things are supposed to be, or how things have been made in the culture, that's not real. And they also change. Reality will never change. You can alter your reality by doing something, but it's still at the end of the day going to be a reality, which means that that's the real deal. That's what's going on. So you don't make as much as you thought you made. Cool, that's fine. But you can do something to change it if you still want to make that much, or you want to make a different amount. The reality is 9 out of the 10 people you talk to don't make what they want to make, what they were expecting to make. So why put yourself in a situation where you feel like you got to do this, or people got to see you have this and you got to have that, or you feel lesser about yourself? Listen, they not making that much money. Sorry. And you got the girls out here, listen, if he don't have this, then boom. If he don't make this much, then I can't date. You don't make that much. Your last 2 niggas you messed with didn't make that much. And the nigga who you did mess with that made that much wasn't your nigga. Like, so people put all these stipulations on things, and well, you gotta have this, and you ain't got it. So what you telling me that I gotta have it for? The reality is, you don't want that person anyway. You want somebody who can help you get it, or who can understand that you're moving forward towards it, or who can give you ideas or be a positive example for you. So the reality is you make what you make, but guess what? Other motherfuckers make what they make too. And it ain't that much. Most likely it's between 48 and 65,000. And some of them on the higher end who got the student loans who could decide to be Mr. I'm going to fix it. Got paying a lot of that back in student loans, so they make even less than that. But that's the reality. But you can make whatever you want to. And shout out to the people who are actually making what they aspired to be making when they were children or when they were teens. Shout out to them too. This is not an indictment against them. Shout out to them. Very happy that you were able to make what you know what I mean, what you wanted to make. But the reality is most people don't make what they were aspiring to make. They don't. They don't have as much money as they would like to have. They don't. A bunch of us are in debt. That's just the reality. Okay? Formulate a plan to try to change that reality. But you can't ignore reality for what it is, because you think that's not how it's supposed to be. And the same thing with dating. I get sick of people. That's when you single, that's when you really front. Some people, couples front. But that's when people front the most, when they single, man. And point the finger. Or try to be something that they not. So bring to the table what you have, not what you think other people want you to be. That's the worst type of person to be around to me. Somebody, it's cool to conform, and it's cool to adjust and sacrifice. But don't be trying to be somebody who you're not, because you think that's what somebody else wants you to be. That's the whole good morning, queen wave. Where, I mean, whoever was saying that for real, that brother, that Afrocentric brother who knows different things about the complexion, about the skin, about Africa, about the motherland, that group of guys who were saying that, good morning, queen, at first, were serious. And then the girls was like, ooh. So it worked. So now every female listening to this podcast right now can name me. Just they can be driving. They can just name me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 niggas who didn't hit them with the good morning queen or some variation of that. You know why? And these are 5 totally different people, totally different personalities. But why did all of them text the same thing? Because they think it works. It's point blank period. They think it works. So they're trying to be what they think you want them to be. Maybe 1 out of 5 really meant it. But I mean, do you really say queen? Like, who else you call queen? You call your mama queen? You know what I mean? You shouldn't be calling nobody queen that you just met if you don't call your mama queen. If you really mean it, or if you really in it, this is how I feel about you. You call your mom's queen? If you don't call your mom queen, you shouldn't be calling nobody else queen. But they do it because it works, right? Because the females, in the beginning, the females like that. Boom. Show me some attention. You calling me queen. Cool. How many times that good morning queen guy turned into the fuck you bitch? Dude. That same guy, good morning queen, turned into fuck you bitch. Or whatever disrespectful moniker you want to put on it. The same man who texts good morning queen. That's just a product of trying to be what you think the other person wants you to be. It all falls apart eventually. So just be yourself. Just be yourself. Bring to the table what you have, because that's what's going to come to the forefront eventually anyway. You can only suppress that for so long. That's why Chris texted us the other day, and he right, setting your jacket down over a puddle so the girl can step on it. I don't know if that was just in movies or where that came from, but that was stupid. That was absolutely stupid. We can just walk around. Or if it's that much water, maybe we shouldn't be out right now. If the puddles are that big, we in the wrong part of town. We need to go somewhere where the pavement is a lot more smooth. But you want me to take my jacket off? First of all right, that happens. You step on my jacket, and I don't understand. Like, that's a plank, like it's a hard substance. That was stupid. But you step on my jacket, you get over it. So now I pick the wet jacket up and do what? I can't take it in the establishment with me. I do what? Go set it back in the car? That's going to ruin the car. It's going to stink. You ever heard of mildew? And on top of that, we got to come back by the huddle. I'm going to take my pants off you to walk on this time? That is stupid. And now, listen, you can be as chivalrous as you want, and I definitely believe in treating women with respect and treating women good. I have a daughter. That being said, I'm not going to open your car door on the first date if it's out the way. I'm not going to walk around and open your car door. I don't think that's fair to you, which eventually wouldn't be fair to me, because I'm not going to do that. 18 months into a relationship, 3 years into the marriage, I'm not going to do it. And some people do that. I've been opening her car door for 42 years. Cool. I'll be doing some other stuff to take care of her and make her happy. That's just not my swag. So I on the first date, I'm not the guy who's going to go out of my way to open your car door. What am I showing you? I'm supposed to be showing you that I'm a gentleman. Now I'm going to show you who I am. I'm a gentleman, but I don't, that's not necessarily something I do that's in my bag. So, man, I've done it before, but then it was just like, the more you grow, you feel like, ugh, when you doing something because somebody else expected. Of course, I'm gonna hold the door open for you when you go into establishment. Of course, I have your protection and best interest at hand. That being said, that's kind of out of my way to walk around there and open that door, and not just here on the first date. What about 2 years to relationship when we late and I got to drop you off somewhere? And we late because of you. Because you took forever to pick out what you was going to wear, knowing that it was going to take you a long time to do your makeups. Because we late because of you. We going to something for my 10-year reunion. My 20-year reunion. So I'm hype about it. You know what I mean? You been knew about it. But you just not picking out outfit. When we got to leave the house, we got to scramble and hurry up and leave the house because we got to drop the kids off at the babysitter. And we got kids. And you want me to walk around and open your car door? It ain't going to happen, so why do it on the first date? Why go out of my way to do that on the first date? I feel like I'm presenting somebody to you who I am not. So I'm gonna bring what I have to the table, and I'm not gonna try to be what you want me to be or what society tells me that I should be because of this, because of that. I'm gonna be a gentleman, but nah, I'm not doing it. I'm not setting my jacket down in a puddle. I ain't doing it, ma. Yeah, but that happens in dating a lot. People, and I'm not gonna get into the specifics because ladies, I was gonna flame y'all too. It's a bunch of stuff that y'all do, trying to portray yourselves to be something that y'all not because that's what y'all think we want. I got a secret. We like sluts, and I'm saying, don't show all that online, do all that online, but when you act like. Nah, I don't do this, or I don't do that. When you act like you've only slept with one or two dudes, unless I know you and I'm really trying to marry you, I don't think I really want you, honestly. But that's whatever. I'm just gonna close it by saying, when you dating, when you putting yourself out there to be dated, present yourself as you are. Bring what you have to the table. Don't try to be what you think the other person wants you to be. It ain't gonna work. And and that's the same thing, just like social media. So on social media, place a certain amount of your truth you want to share. It's not an obligation. You don't have to show people how you're living. You don't have to show people how much money you make. You don't have to show people how happy you are. You don't have to show people that you in a relationship. You don't have to show people that your significant other is this dope. You don't have to show people that this is how my vacations be. If you want to, though, it's cool. Share a certain amount of your truth, and then don't put all of your business online. That's not what it's for. It's online. This is reality. The Instagram is for the fake. We live in here in the real. I came from one of my old raps. But, yeah, place a certain amount of your truth you want to share. It's not an obligation to share anything online, to be a social media light. That's not an obligation. You don't have to share all that stuff. So you don't have to front about what you put out there, because that's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, that's just to a whole nother demographic. The niggas I ain't gonna say that, because the niggas who be doing that who got money. But that inspired people who hold up the money on camera. And inspired a generation of people who don't have. So that's not access money you putting up. If you putting up all your bill money and everything that you got, for what? Why are you doing it? Now you trying to show, all right, I got this much disposable income. But you do not have that much disposable income. That is not, in fact, disposable income. So you trying to, and that's your reality. You don't have that much disposable income. That's your reality. And that's totally fine. 100%. That's fine. That's reality. You thinking you trying to be something else because that's the way you think it's supposed to be, because you see somebody else do it. Your reality is you don't have that much disposable income, so you don't need to be posting pictures with that money like that, and you don't need to be doing that anyway for the jack boys come see about you. And now you can't even pay all your bills. But people post different things online all the time to place them in a ranking that they think that people think that they should be. And so if you want to share your clothes, that's cool. If you think your clothes are dope, that's cool. But a lot of time it's just to show, look at all this stuff I got. Look what I got. I ain't falling behind, boy. Is you crazy? Reality check. Even if you got all that, you don't need to have it. Some people. If you got it and you can spend it, that's totally cool. But it's more people who do not have the ability to have all that but still purchase it, or who don't have the ability to have all that responsibly but still purchase it, who put it online the most. And you don't have to do that. Reality is what it is, not the way things should be. And while we talk about online, like posting lies online, so fronting online, yeah. So putting all your business out there, or putting some business out there, what you want to put out there to make you look a certain type of way, which you think people want you to look. Posting lies online is the easy way to lose yourself in reality. Think about it. If I portray myself, first of all, spend a lot of time online. If I'm doing that online, I'm spending a lot of time on social media if I'm lying on there. So I'm spending a lot of time on there because there's a bunch of people who got social media who don't really say too much. They just go on there and look at the other lies. But if I'm on there and I'm active on it and I'm posting lies, fronting, like, yeah, I make this. I'm this happy. Me and my girl this happy. You know what I mean? That's the easy way to lose yourself in reality because I'm portraying that I'm being this person. And then as soon as I jump offline, as soon as I jump off social media, whew, I can relax and get back to who I am. Unless somebody who's around from social media. Unless I'm out in public and somebody from social media can see me. So I'm trying to do that so much, spending so much time on social media, I lose touch with who I am. You have more people trying to act like they're in a happy relationship than there are people trying to work on their relationship to have a happy relationship. Because that's the way they think things should be. They think they should have a terrific relationship with their significant other, and this is how much we love each other, so this is how I'm going to display us loving each other. And they work harder on portraying that than they do at working on a relationship to actually be happy. So you lose yourself because the reality is what you really want is happiness. But now instead of chasing that happiness, you chasing portraying that happiness. So posting lies online is the easiest way to lose yourself. The absolute easiest way. So you don't need to front, man. Just stay in reality. Share your reality. Whatever parts of it that you want to share. Forget what other people think. And you know what? You know who does a good job of that? My homeboy Butter. Weird. Me, him, and Chris used to stay together. And we had a saying. Anything weird you find in this house is Butter's. Butter got all them running shoes. Don't do no running. But Butter is he's definitely my most weird friend. Shout out to Butter. But so he was just always different and done things a little different. I believe I told stories about JB's on this podcast before. JB's was one of the JB's is, let me try to paint a picture of the size of JB's. Yeah, you ever been in the 7-Eleven? Not the one with the gas station, just a regular 7-Eleven. Probably a little bigger than that. That's how big JB's was. Just full of hood niggas. I used to get in there. Shout out. I don't even know if Lamar know this. Because Lil Ray gave me his ID. Shout out Ray. When we was going somewhere, I wasn't 21 yet. Lamar, I used to use your ID to get in and get drinks. I used to get all my 19-year-old homeboys drinks. Because I had a 21-year-old ID. It was you. Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga. You ain't even know, nigga. Yeah, nigga. I used to be nervous as hell because me and Lamar I guess we the same complexion, but other than that, we don't look alike. But I used to be nervous. Hand them the ID, they look down at Lamar's face, and on that picture, Lamar looked like, I don't know his incarceration history, but that definitely looked like a mugshot. But that's how he took it at the Social Security office. Look down at Lamar, look up at me. Lamar had hair, I ain't have hair. They used to hand it back to me every time, let me go through. But anyway, JB's was a hood spot like that. Hood spot, small dance floor, black and mild smoke in the air, and weed smoke. You go in the bathroom, it's tobacco on the toilet. Like, so hood niggas are the most considerate and considerate people in the world. Because no matter what, even a hood nigga is going, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Hey, yeah, I thought that when I went out there on the pump and shit, that excuse me, when I went out there on the pump and shit, like hood niggas are considerate, even though they inconsiderate. But on the toilet, it's tobacco. The guts are tobacco. So what they're trying to do is be considerate and dump the guts into the toilet and flush the toilet. No harm, no foul. But what ended up happening is on the toilet, it's on the floor, it's fucking everywhere. Tobacco everywhere. Small bathroom, niggas in there with oversized fitteds. But anyway, in this ratchet club, Butter wore a shell necklace. And it really wasn't popping. But like, he always been different. And even now online, like Butter was the first one of my friends, he's the only friend, matter of fact, and probably the only person I personally know who bought the shoes with the individual toes. And at the time, Butter didn't have disposable income to be buying stuff like that. But Butter bought the shoes with the toes in it. Like, that's the type of stuff that Butter did. Anything weird you find in his house is Butter's. But even online, he's not afraid to just be who he is. Right now, I believe it's like called metal fishing. So he throws something in this dirty ass Flint River, contaminated river, like mad contaminated, with a white boy. Throw something down there, and I guess it's a magnet, and then it just pick up metal. I don't know why the fuck you would want to do that, but he do, and he enjoy it, and he not afraid to just be who he is online and not worry about. He not afraid to put his reality online and just live in his reality and not be afraid to think. But that's not the way it's supposed to be. People thinking, that ain't what you're supposed to be doing. Because that's what I be thinking. What the fuck are you doing, bro? But he enjoys this. So shout out to Butter. He do a lot. He definitely posts who he is online. An easy way not to lose yourself. And then another way that we do this often is kids in our home life. Them kids, you had them when you had them with who you had them with. All right? You thinking that ain't the way it's supposed to be. They daddy ain't shit. Well, man, I wish I had a bigger house for my kids. I grew up on, you grew up, it was a lot easier a little bit to get it back then. So what? You had the kids when you had them with who you had them with. That's reality. Don't talk to me or don't think about how the way it's supposed to be. It was supposed to be you and your husband having 2 kids and 2-car garage, 3-story house. That's the way it was supposed. That is not reality. You had these 2 kids by 2 different men. All right. It's cool. It's no how it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be this. That's reality. That's how it is. That don't mean that you can't be happy with a husband. You don't have to try to hide that. Your reality is who you are. That's what's going on. You can't run from your reality. So what? You had them when you had them with who you had them with. Okay. And you're an amazing parent. What about that? Highlight that and think about that reality besides, instead of thinking about a reality of this is not the way it's supposed to be. And as far as home life, your childhood was far from perfect. If I sat there in a therapy session with you, I guarantee you it's something from home and home life that maybe altered you or whatever the case may be. But oftentimes we get so caught up in, I want this for my kids. I want that for my kids. And it's great to want that for your kids, of course. Always strive to bring them that reality. But the reality is they don't have it right now. But you ain't got to feel bad. That's just the reality. You ain't have it when you grew up like that. Of course we want our kids to have better than we have. So we can strive to try to get there. But the reality is, I don't stay in a big house with the pool. And a bunch of us don't. That's the reality. So, you want to formulate a plan and you want to get that pool and have them in there? That's cool. But that don't mean that you're a failure if you don't. Or that don't mean you got to feel some type of way if you don't. That's reality. And it's a lot of our reality. Forget how it was supposed to be. That's how it is. Oh, and the last thing I want to discuss is blessings. The reality of blessings. You don't control your blessings, but because you think you earned them. The reality is he gives them when he wants to give them. When he feels like it's time to give you a blessing, that's when the Lord will give you a blessing. You don't earn blessings. Sure, you should follow him judiciously. Sure, you should try to live your best life. But some of the people who he came back to save don't even have a relationship with him. A lot of them didn't have a relationship with him. You look at his disciples, and a lot of them was doing some stuff that wasn't the most godly thing. So you don't control your blessings. You don't earn your blessings. If you're doing what you're supposed to do and having a relationship with God, that's what you're supposed to be doing. You don't get extra credit for that. And you didn't earn the blessing that he gave you, which is life and abundance and a bunch of other stuff. You already overfilled with blessings. But he just give you more when he want to give you more. That's the reality, not the way it's supposed to be. Oh, I pray every day. I go to church every Sunday. This, and that. How this happened to me, Lord? Oh, my God. You thinking that's the way it's supposed to be because you do this. You don't earn blessings. The reality is he gives them out as he sees fit, when he sees fit. That's the reality. You're not calling those shots with your blessings. The reality is he give them when he want to give them. But you just got to be there to receive them. That's the reality. Forget how it's supposed to be. How do you think blessings go? How far you think your hallelujah is supposed to go? How far are you supposed to see him? He hear him in everything that you do, right? And everything you do to live through him, he 100% appreciates. And he has already blessed you far beyond what you can imagine. Because you can be in a place totally different than what you are right now. How many times do we ask for a blessing, ask for something from the Lord, and then so much time go by, and it happened, and we forget that we asked for it? That's what happened to me. I was down and out, talking to the Lord. Lord, I was having financial problems. Lord, if you do this, and oh Lord, boom, boom, I'm talking to him. But I was down for so long, and it was just like one thing after the other kept happening. And then slowly it started getting better. And I looked up, and I was all the way good. But I had stopped. I never stopped to thank him, because it happened so gradual and so slow. And when I was praying about it, when I was in my depths, I couldn't see it. And it happened for me, but it was happening so gradual. He was just blessing me, and putting me in position, even when I was low, to be able to accept the blessings. Just blessing me. But I didn't even have sense enough to stop and thank him. Until then, I thought about it like, wow, this is a far cry from where I was however long ago, when I claimed to have the closest relationship with him. So we fall out of relation with him when we get what we want. As soon as we get what we ask for, we realize that ain't what we even want. Because if we did want it, we would be more grateful. But when we in the depths and when you in the valley, that's when you think you got the best relationship with God. Because that's when you talk to him the most. Instead of when he's giving you the blessings that he decided to give you. In reality, when you having all the blessings and everything is going right, that's when you should have the best relationship with him. Not when you're down. When you're down and you in the valley, you should be talking to somebody who you was just talking to when you was up on the mountaintop. But the reality is, we talk to him more when we at our lowest, thinking that, oh, okay, when I'm talking to him, I got this relationship with God. I'm on my knees. I'm, dear Lord, please, and this. I'm making promises and thinking that we gonna earn a blessing. Nah, that's not the reality of it. He gives them out as he sees fits. That's the reality of it, not the way it's supposed to be. Because I just been working so hard, and the reality is, he gives them out as he sees fit. So with all that tied together, what I said, your financial, your income, your job, your dating scene, social media, your kids and home life, and your blessings. Reality is what's real, not the way it's supposed to be. But that don't mean that you have to stay there if you want to change something. So you got to be yourself. If anything from this, take this. Be yourself, accept reality, and strive to create a new one if you want it. The same thing I was thinking earlier with just social injustices, and we don't fight or care nearly as much about our equalities as our great-grandparents and our grandparents did. Not nearly as much. You know why? Because we got some. They gave us some. As soon as you get a little taste of what you've been begging for, what you've been hungry for, as soon as you get a little taste, that's when you stop becoming hungry. But to taste something, that just means it's on your tongue. You ain't even digesting it. You can't even use that as metabolic energy the way you need to when you're hungry. I'm starving. As soon as you get a little taste, then you stop being hungry for it. Right? So in reality, we got to be ourselves and accept reality. We got to strive to change it if you want to change it. But the first thing is realizing, all right, this is what it is. This is where I'm starting from. I'm not starting from a different place. I'm not starting from a place where I have more money. I'm not starting from a place where I don't have kids. I'm not starting from a mansion. I'm not starting from this. I'm not starting from a loan. I'm not starting from that. Even if somebody else started from it, cool. The reality is that's not where you started from. So be yourself and accept reality and strive to create a new one, because you can create a new reality if that's what you want. If you want a new reality, you can create it. Starts with a plan. Execute that plan. Cool. But along there, even the things that you envision are going to happen, different things are going to happen because you don't control it, because that's the way it's supposed to be, because that's the way you planned it. Reality is the way things are. Live with that and work from that. Ground zero is reality. Remember that. Step one is reality. And you go from reality and then you move forward. Because anything else is a fallacy. Because playing step 13, if it ain't going to matter if you bypass step one, which is reality. Alright? So reality isn't the way things are. Reality is the way things are, not the way they're supposed to be. And I'm going to end. Where my coal at? Gotta have coal in here. I'm going to end with the love somebody else. Love yourself, love somebody else segment. And for love yourself this week, we're going to talk about, and I may have already done this, but forgive someone who wronged you. So, something happened. The other person was wrong. They were wrong. You were right in the situation. The relationship soured. The friendship soured. Whatever. Forgive that person. That's what you need to do. If you love yourself, you need to forgive that person for doing what they did. If you, it's obviously to a point where you see they are not going to step forward and try to amend a relationship, even though they did you wrong. Forgive them. Call them up. You don't got to say nothing else to them. You ain't got to be mean to them. You don't have to be meet up when all this coronavirus is over. Call them and forgive them. Let them know that you forgive them. Because they wronged you. So if they wronged you, why are you carrying around that burden of guilt or that burden of stress? It's not for you. Forgive them. Call them. Forgive them. Message them. Forgive them. If you love yourself and you don't need that burden, you don't need to be thinking about how someone wronged you. It happens. People make mistakes. Forgive that person for that mistake and you move on. You don't let that mistake and what they did to you, what they did wrong to you, define you and the type of person that you are. I forgive you. It ain't for me to hold on to. It's for you. Now you do something. It's up to you. Now you holding on to what you did to me and then you didn't make it right. That's all for you, brother. Or sister, you got it. I don't want it no more. I love myself. I'm not gonna walk around with that burden. So, if you love you, for this week's love yourself, forgive somebody who wronged you. Forgiveness is for you, and forgiveness is God. And then for love somebody else, tell someone you believe in them. Tell somebody that you believe in them. Oftentimes we believe in people. Like we really do. Like I really mess with this person. I really feel like they can go far in what they're doing. But we don't tell them for some reason. Just those words. I believe in you. That means a lot. When somebody believes in you, you ever been playing a game or doing something, somebody just watching you, cheering you on, they believe in you and that helps you out. But oftentimes we believe in people and we just won't say it to them. Yo, I believe in you. And I feel like that go a long way. And I preach that, but I don't say that enough. And I try to put myself in check. Like all these things, I need to say these things more to my kids. But I just feel like it goes unspoken that I believe in them. Because hey, here I go, gotta check myself, a reality check. Because that's the way things are supposed to be. I'm supposed to believe in them. So I'm thinking that's the way things are supposed to be. So alright, they already know that. No, the reality is some parents don't believe in their kids. Or the kids don't know that the parents believe in them. So tell somebody that you believe in that you believe in them. Because it can go a long way for them. And that's how we can love others. So for love yourself, forgive somebody who wrongs you, and love somebody else, tell somebody who you believe in that you in fact believe in. And that can help you, it can help them, and it can just, these things can help us grow within ourselves and within our culture. There's always room for growth, right? Well, I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I love being able to speak to y'all, communicate with y'all, and thanks for lending me your ear. Till the next time, man. Love yourself, love somebody else. Keep it above podcast. I'm out here.